Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. This channel is made only for sharing the tech related information here. So guys, if you have not yet subscribed or not yet watched the previous video, so start watching those video one by one so that you can have the good and enough understanding on the PHP, what this PHP is from beginning. So this is for the beginners also, so they can learn step by step here. So I hope you all are doing great here. And in this continuing session of the PHP learning, I am going to describe you to the new topic. That topic is nothing but the functions in the PHP. So these functions in PHP, here you can see the functions. So the function is considered as the basic building block of any project because there is no project without functions. Means projects can't exist in the real world without the function. So function is going to be considered as the building block of every project in a tech field. So here we are going to discuss about the functions, like what the function is and what the syntax we use to define the function, how to call the function, and what the signature of function. So we will discuss all these topics here, and we will go then further we will go to the type of the function, like what the different type of function, like how they are categorized on the basis of their definition, on the basis of their structure. So how many types are these? So those we will discuss here, and uh, we will understand these types and by using the basic example, and the single example can describe all these types of different function, so that we are going to cover in this session. But before starting this session, I want to say, if you guys are new in this channel, so just subscribe this channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the latest videos notification on top, and you will be able to update your skill on PHP in from beginning to master level. So that is what the basic thing you have to start. Now let's start the session. So this is the definition of function. You guys can see a function is a piece of code that takes another input in the form of parameter, processes it, and then return a value. So the function is nothing but a piece of code, or you can say the group of code which can take the another input, which can take the another input in form of the argument and or in form of the parameter, you can say. And then after it processes these arguments or parameters, and then after it returns any value. So this is what the definition is. So function is nothing but a piece of code, or you can say group of code, that takes another input in the form of parameter or argument and process these arguments and parameters, then after it returns the value. So this is what the syntax of function. The function, here you can see the function keyword we have to use to declare the function, so to define the function as well. So the function, the first word function is the keyword, and then after we have to pass the function name, the what the function name we want to do define, that we can define here. And then after in the parenthesis, you can see there is a argument list, so we can pass n number of arguments in a sequence order. So those arguments must be in comma separated order. Let's suppose we are going to define any function that is going to have 2 or 3 arguments. So how we can write those arguments here? So that will be nothing but the comma separated value. You can see like this: arg1 comma arg2, sorry, dollar arg2 comma dollar arg3, and so on. So this way we can pass a number of arguments, or you can say the parameters. So this is also called as the parameter list or argument list. So after this, you can see there is a curly braces. So in the inside the curly braces, whatever we are going to write, that is going to be called as function body. So the function scope starts from this curly braces and till this curly braces. So this is the opening of the function scope, and this is the ending of the function scope. So outside this, the function scope is not exist. So if anyone asking in interview like what is the function scope, so that time you guys can reply the function body, inside the function body, whatever we are having, so those are coming under the function scopes. So this is the function scope as well. Now come to the next point, that is function signature. What is this function signature? Like here guys, you can see the word signature is mentioned. So signature means what? Let's suppose we have to give our signature. So our signature includes what? Our first name, last name, and if you have the middle name, so you can include your middle name as well. So that is called as signature. So in the same way, every function is going to include few parts or few things. So those things in grouped manner called as the function signature. So the formal what this function signature is. So a formal description of types of arguments and return value of a function. So the formal description of function and its type of values, its type of arguments, and the return value is called as the function signature. The function signature includes what? What things it includes in the signature? So those are the name of the function. So function signature includes function name, number of arguments and their data type, like how many number of arguments we are passing, and what is the data type of those arguments. In the same way, the third thing is return value and its data type. What kind of data we are getting from function, that is called as its return value and its data type. So function signature includes only three things: the function name, number of arguments and their data type, and return value and its data type. Now come to the next point, that is type of function. So what the type of function is? So here you can see the type of function can be categorized in two bases. The first is as per the definition. So as per the definition, function are two types: predefined function and the user defined function. So if we are calling the function but we have not defined it, so this is predefined, means that this is being available by you can say the PHP itself. So whatever function we are using in a PHP whose definitions are not defined by us, but it is defined by the PHP framework itself. So those are coming in this category predefined function, and the function which we are going to define, those will come in this group user defined function. So as per the definition, we can say the predefined function and the user defined function. But there is another classification, which one is very much familiar, you can say. So as per structure, we can define the function into into four types. So there are basically four types of function you will see everywhere in the programming language. Doesn't matter it is PHP or other programming language as well. So here you can see the function we can these four types are categorized on the basis of the argument and the return value. So the first type is what? Without argument, without return. It means we are not going to give any parameter list, any argument list, and the function is not returning anything. So the function which is not having the argument and no return is called as without argument, without return. Now, next. Now the next type is without argument with return. So here we are not going to pass any argument to the function, but we are expecting a return. So that function will come in this category without argument with no return. And the third type is with argument without return. It means we are about to pass the argument list in the function, but the function is not returning anything. So you can say it is the type of with argument without return. And the last and the fourth one is with argument and with return. It means this is the more powerful function. Here we are going to pass the argument list and we are going to take the response as well. So it is the most powerful in when I'm saying it means this is going to be used everywhere, you can see, and it provides a more reusability concept. Like we have defined the function in one place and we can use that function for multiple purpose as well. So here we are passing the argument and we are getting the response as per our argument list. Let's suppose I am going to give you one practical example. So how this is more powerful. If I am taking the example of cook, let's take example of cook. So if we have one cook in our home, and we are saying that we are giving some arguments. We are giving some arguments at the morning, and we are giving some arguments at evening, and we are giving some arguments at evening. So whatever arguments, whatever input we are giving in the morning, definitely so he or she, that cook, will prepare breakfast for us. So the output is different and input is different. So on the basis of input and output, the on the basis of the input, you can say the output is changed. If you are giving same kind of input in at afternoon, so that time the output will be different. So that time the cook will prepare the lunch. If you are giving the input different, or you can say different at time, so you are getting response that is also different. So the method is same. The method is what? The cooking. Cooking is the method. But the input and output is getting changed as the context is being changed. So at evening, if you are giving the input to the same cook, and the cook is using the cooking method, and but the response is coming different. At the evening, you will get the dinner. So here you can see the same method can give us different output on the basis of different input. Whatever input we are giving, on the basis of that, it decide like what will be the output. So this is what which makes this fourth type as more powerful type of function. Now let's take an example in practical PHP, like how we can code, how we can program this function in PHP. So let me start my Visual Studio. So you can see this is my Studio started. Now I am going to create one function of type no argument, no return. So you can see no argument, NA I'm mentioning here, no return, no argument, no return. So this is the first type you can say. And let me show you, let me zoom it first. I hope it is more visible for you. If you guys are facing any difficulty or issue while watching this video, so please don't forget to comment that query. So we as a team, we love to reply your queries. So please mention the difficulty in a comment section. So this is the first type of the function we are going to learn here. Let me create one function here. Function, sorry, caps lock was started. Function. This is the function keyword, and I have to give the name of the function, that is calculate. So this is the what the calculate, the name of the method, and as the type suggests, no argument, no return. Means we are not passing any argument. You guys can see here, we are not passing any argument, and we are not going to expect any return from this function. But we can process the value inside the calculate method, and we can display that output inside the method itself. Like I'm going to have two value a equals to 12 and $b equals to 13. So now I'm going to add these two value. So $c equals to $a plus $b. Now going to print its response like this: result of calculation is $c. Guys, I am taking here very simple example because my approach is to describe you the concept, not the program. So if the program will be simple, so you will be uh, focusing in the concept of the topic. Now, so this is complete the definition of function. So you can see here, this is the function keyword, this is the name of the function, this is the function body, or you can say the function scope. Now I'm going to call this method, because if we are not calling this method, so it will not going to do anything. So this is the calling statement. So here I am calling the function. So when I will call this function, it will execute this part and it will display this result. Let's see the output in browser. You can see here result of calculation is 25. It is showing because it has executed this line of code which is written inside this function. So here you can see this function is nothing but a group of statements which performs particular task as per our need. So the type is no argument, no return. So this is the very basic example to understand the first type of function, that is no argument, no return. Here we are not passing any argument and we are not getting any response from this function. Whatever result is coming, that is being displayed inside the function itself. We are not allowed to modify this display structure or display pattern. So whatever we have written inside this function, it is going to be executed as it is. So this is the type of no argument, no return. Now let's understand the different type, that is no argument. What is the no argument with return? So we are going to take the another example, no argument with return. So here argument, we are not going to pass the argument but we are expecting the result. So let me comment this existing function and let me modify it as per our new need. So no argument means we are not going to pass the argument but we are expecting the result. So this function will return the result but not taking the argument. So how it is possible? Let me show you. Simply you have to use here the new keyword, that is return $C. So in the previous example, you can see in the previous example, it was not returning any value, but it was printing that value here. But in this new example, you can see it is not printing the value, but it is returning the value. That is why this type of function is called as no argument, but return. Means it is not taking the argument, but it is returning the response. So you can see here the response is being written by this calling statement. So definitely we need to catch those response here. So let me take one variable result. So whatever response is coming, that will get assigned into this variable. So we know like 12 and 30 is what 25. So that 25 will come here and it will uh, being understood like this, result equals to 25. So now we are going to print this result. Here you can print the result. Let me show you the example, the browser. So guys, you can see it is showing the result 25 again, means the result is same. And if you want to change the format the result, let me show you. BR. So first time we have called and we are able to see like the response is showing like this. And if you want to change the response again in the next time, so you can change it. This is first result and this is second result. So let me call this again. So guys, you can see we are able to change the format of output as well. So this way it becomes more powerful as compared to the previous one, because the previous we were not allowed to change the response format because this was inside the function itself. But here we are allowed, even we are free to change the format or response format because the response is being displayed outside the function. So this is more powerful than previous one. So this was the type of the no argument with return, because we are not passing the argument list here but we are returning the value from the function. Now let's take another example. Now let's understand the third type of the function. Let me comment this one first. So that third type of function definition is nothing but you can say uh, with argument and with return. So here we are going to pass the argument and function will return the calculation. So here In the previous example, you can say how many times, doesn't matter how many times you are going to call this calculators, every time it is giving the same output like 25, 25. You can see in the browser itself, the first time it is giving same response. Even the second time it is giving the same kind of output here, 25. So this is not going to be used as more flexible way because every time it is giving the same response. So we want bit different one. So you can see here, so going to describe you the third parameter, so third type of the function that is with argument no return. So here you can see we are not going to pass, we are going to pass the argument, but the function will not return anything. So we can modify this function. Let me take this example. So guys, you can see here. So here we have to pass some argument. So that argument we are going to receive here a dollar b, and here we are going to pass 12 and 13. So here you can see in the line number 29 we are passing 12 and 13 as a argument to this function. So these are the actual parameters. So it is called as actual parameter or arguments, you can say. So when we will pass 12 and 13, so that time the value of A becomes 12 and the value of B becomes 13. So in this way, it will show you the result as 25. But what about if we are passing another value? If we are passing another value means, let me show you, if we are passing 120 and 130. So that time the actual parameters will be 120 and 130, but here the value of A and B will get changed, but the parameter is not going to be changed because the same parameters is going playing the role for 120 and 130 as well. So as I have used here one word, these parameters are playing the role of 12 and 30 as well as playing the role for 120 and 130. That is why we can call these arguments as formal arguments. So you can see here formal arguments, and this is the actual arguments, means the formal arguments value can be changed as per the context, but the actual argument is not. You can see here, so this is the actual argument, this is the actual argument, but here dollar and dollar b is what? Formal arguments. They are playing the formality to take the value whatever we are passing. That is why it is called as formal arguments. Now let's take an example. So the first time we are calling, so it should give the result as 25, but the second time when we are calling, it should give the result as another 250. So let me take one BR. So guys, you can see here the response is coming same what we have described. So the first time it is coming as 25 and the second time it is coming as 250. So you can see here the same function is doing different tasks. This is what the you can say the strength of function is increased. Like this function is more powerful than the previous two one. So here the function is not deciding what the output will be, but we are deciding on the basis of the input, like what will be the output 12 and 13. So it will give us 25. We are passing 120 and 130, so it will give us 250. Now, so this was the third type of the function, you can say, with argument and no return. Now let's take an example for the fourth type, with argument with return. So let me comment this one, and let me write the new function that is. So in this new function, you can see this is with argument and with return. here we are about to pass the argument and we can expect the response as well. So it is called as with argument and with response or with return type of function. So what will be the format you can say? So here we are going to return the value of C. So guys, you can see here this function is doing nothing except the calculation. It is taking the input whatever we are passing and performing the calculation and returning the response. And apart from this, it is doing nothing. So here we are passing first time 12 and 13 and we know like this is the type of the with argument and with return. So definitely it will return any value. So that value must be assigned in any of the variables. So let me take one variable here, result 1 you can say, or you can say result only. So whatever the value will come here result. So we can use this result here. Let me take the previous. Oh, sorry, it is deleted. So first time call, you can say here. This is sorry. First result of calculation is coming here, and this is the second time when we are calling the same method, but the input got changed. So definitely output will get changed. This is same as like we were giving the instruction to the cook. If you are giving the instruction at morning, so definitely the cook will prepare the breakfast. If you are giving the instruction at afternoon, so the cook will prepare lunch. If you are giving instruction at evening, so the cook will prepare the dinner. So in the same way you can see whatever argument we are passing, on the basis of that it is giving us the result. So the function is same, the cook is same, but the input and output is getting changed. So when we are passing 12 and 13, so definitely it will give us 25. When we are passing 120 and 130, so it is giving us 250 here. You can see, so this is the second result. Now let me show you this demonstration on browser. So guys, you can see here it is showing what were expected to 25 and 250 it is showing there. So this is the more powerful type of function you can say, because here we as a user we are deciding what input we have to give and we are deciding what output and how what type of output we are about to present. So that is why this kind of function is called as more powerful, because we are here we are here free to decide like what inputs we have to give and how we have to represent the output. And if you want to make it more flexible, so you can pass the third parameter as well, so that will be operation. So we can define what operation we have to perform here. So this will be the third parameter. Now let's say I'm passing first time I'm passing the plus parameter, and second time I'm passing sub product. So let me take a simple example, 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. So see what kind of response is coming. So you can see here it is showing 2 plus 3, it is showing 2 multiply 3. So if you want to have the calculation, so we need to pass this like this. Let me show you. So it's showing some syntax error, so we cannot pass operator like that. So we can pass this way and we can apply some conditional flow statement like if and else. We have already studied about this. So if the operation is coming, so here we can apply if sorry. Here you can see if we can compare if operation is coming as plus, so we can return the value of C can be calculated as like this. And if the operation is coming else, if the operation is coming as product, so the output will different. You can see here. So this way we can make this function more powerful, and we can have the control on the operation of function as well. So we are just passing the argument list and getting the response as per the argument. Can see first time it is adding the two value, and second time it is multiplying those two values. So this is the simple example just to understand like how many types of functions are and how we can use those functions. I saw here a little bit I have tried to show you like how we can make the function more powerful. So this is our logical concepts what we have to apply inside the body of function. So for this video, this much guys. I hope you all are enjoying and you are watching and you are learning as well. So to get the notification for such kind of latest videos, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Till that time, thank you.